Okay, so if I look at number 8, this is a continuous function because it continues forever and ever. Sometimes it doesn't have to continue, but as long as you don't pick up your pen when you're drawing it, then that's what we're going to do. So if it's continuous, then the domain and range are going to be set up this way. Okay, every time it's continuous, you have to start it like this. So I need everybody to write it down. Okay, now, in the last video I told you that the domain is the x, and if I look at the x, okay, this is my x-axis, so I'm looking at those numbers only, and the x-axis, the domain goes from left to right. Izquierda a derecha. So from left to right, what is the leftmost point? This arrow tells me that it's going to keep going forever and ever and ever to the left. It's never going to stop. So this is going to be negative infinity. It's not the 2. That's not where it stops. Where does it stop? Never. Negative infinity. Okay? Nunca para. What is my rightmost point? Where does it stop on the right? Where does it stop on the right? It keeps going forever and ever and ever. That's positive infinity. It's not going to stop. It doesn't stop, okay? So then what did I tell you happens when you have a negative infinity or a positive infinity? You scratch them off. This goes away, this goes away, and I'm left with an x, which means all real numbers. All real numbers. So now when I'm looking at the range, now I'm talking about the y. So I'm going to change colors. I'm talking about right here the y. The lowest point, so from the bottom to the top. Where does it stop at the bottom? Does this function ever stop at the bottom? No, it's going to keep going down, down, down forever and ever. So that's negative infinity. Does this function stop at the top? I mean, there's an arrow. That means it's going to go to the right forever. But is it going to go up forever? No. So it stops right here. It flattens out right here. And what number is this right here? 3. Okay, and this is a solid line. In the notes, I told you that a solid line means you have to put equal to at the bottom. Okay? And then if you see anything that's negative infinity or positive infinity, you get rid of it. So this is your final answer right here. Y less than or equal to 3. Is this a function, yes or no? Yes. Okay? Number 9 on the back page. Domain, range. Why did I start it like this? Because this is continuous. Okay? It's not points on a graph, it's continuous. So domain is from left to right. Where does it stop on the left? What number is this? 3. Negative 1, 2, 3. So it stops at negative 3. It's an open circle, right? So open circle means I don't put a line right here. It does not equal to it. Okay, all the way to the right. So where does it stop? On the right. Okay, it's going to keep going to the right forever and ever. So that's infinity. Cross out what you don't need. I don't need this part. I only need this part. Okay, and if I want the x to go first, you flip it, flip the whole thing. Just flip it right over so it becomes x. The big part is facing the x, -3. Same thing. This is the same as this. Okay? And then the range from the bottom to the top, where does it stop at the bottom? Down here? No. Down here? Where does it stop? Right here. What number is this? +1. It's an open circle, so I don't put a line underneath it. What is the topmost point that it gets to? This is going to keep going up forever and ever, so that's infinity. Okay? Cross out what you don't need. I don't need this part. I only need this. And if I flip it, it becomes y greater than 1. Okay, so this or this. It doesn't matter. Es lo mismo. Nomás lo volteé. Okay, and the last one, number 10, quickly. Domain is your x. And range is your y. So we're going from left to right, and from the bottom to the top. So domain, what is the lowest point? Right here. What number is this? Oh no, I'm looking wrong. I'm looking at the y's. My bad. The x's. This is my x's. So the lowest point on the left, right here. What number is that? -3. Open circle. So leave it alone right there. What is the rightmost point? +1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it's a closed circle. So do I put a line underneath? Yes. And it stays like that. I don't have to take anything off because there's no infinities. And then my range from the bottom, what's the lowest point? +1. That's a closed circle, so you have to put a line underneath, equal. What's the highest point? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open circle. So it stays like that. And that's your answer. We're just going to keep practicing more and more and more. We're just starting right now. This is linears. Then we're going to get into nonlinears. And you'll just get better and better at it. I don't want you to worry too much. Just know the difference between discrete and continuous. Discrete is just points on a graph. And continuous is lines or curves on a line.